just under 300 runs ahead. How happy are you guys with the position, and do you have a sort of number that you guys will feel comfortable is enough?
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Obviously very happy with the position we're in. Nice to have got that last wicket this morning. I think we've seen that both tails have been wagging in this series, so it was nice to really get that last wicket this morning, and then to sort of take the sting out of the attack and get to the lead that we're on now. So very happy. I haven't quite thought of a target just yet. As a side, we haven't quite mentioned it. We just sort of spoke about batting time and just realising there's still a lot of time left in the game. So it worked out well today, and then tomorrow morning is obviously very important as well.
Aiden, congrats firstly. You've batted time in a couple of these test matches so far. How big has the reverse swing been, and also how early have you noticed the reverse swing? Was it normal in Durban when it started reversing after 25 overs?
Look, I think for both sides, reverse swing's been key in this series. Obviously the sides are looking to strike with a new ball, and then after that they wait until the ball starts to tail, and then when the ball starts reversing, it becomes really difficult, especially on the pitches we've been playing on. So yeah, it makes it tough. But having said that, you don't often expose yourself to that at training. So both teams, I'm sure, have exposed themselves to it. I know we have, and you can see the improvement already in just a couple of test matches. So I'm not too experienced. So I'm not sure roughly when it does start to tail and then when it's not meant to, sort of thing. But yeah, it's been a key thing in the series, and I'm sure it will be going into the next test as well.
Aiden, what have you made of how this wicket is played here at Newlands?
Look, I think it's played quite well. I mean, it's something there for the bowlers when they hit the right area, and then when a batter gets in, he can get a bit of momentum going as well. So the wicket's been a really good cricket wicket. I think it's actually the perfect way to sum it up, I feel. Bowlers are in it the whole time, especially when the ball starts to tail as well. And then when batters apply themselves for long periods of time, I feel that they can also sort of get stuck in and score some runs.
Aiden, it's a controversial moment. Obviously, you're not involved, but can you just tell us what happened with the incident with Cameron Bancroft from your point of view, and the umpires talking to him about something that he had in his pocket and may have used? And secondly, did you find the ball doing anything strange or weird in that period that it wouldn't normally do?
Look, I mean, I was busy batting at the time, and you're often in your own bubble as a batter, so I didn't take note of it, to be honest with you. We just obviously had that quick break in play with the umpires, had a chat to him, and it's really difficult for me to comment on something like this. Obviously very inexperienced as well. I'd say it was normal reverse swing that was starting. To me it's normal. I'm not sure if it isn't normal. It felt normal to me, and yeah, we'll let the match officials and then the ICC take it further. I can't really comment on it.
So, at Nets, when you want to practice against reverse swing, you obviously need to make it happen quite quickly. Any idea how the bowlers get the ball to reverse nice and quickly just for practice?
Yeah, no, look, at practice, obviously, it's a different story to a game. So we do go on the road and we get the ball nice and rough on the one side, keeping it nice and hard. So any way to simulate it.
So you rub it on tarmac?
Yeah, anything that would make it rough, really. The coaching staff deals with it, and yeah, we need to simulate it. It's part of the game. Reverse swing obviously takes place at some stage during an innings, and you need to prepare for it. So just by bowlers bowling with new balls at Nets, we're not quite going to face the reverse swing in ball, so we have to sort of improvise and find a way to train it. Yeah.
Aiden, you're 294 runs ahead. There's a lot been going on in the crowd. There's a lot been going on social media. But with 294, how important is it to keep your foot on Australia?
It's very important. I think if we look not just throughout this game but throughout previous games, it's sort of the teams keep fighting, and one team might feel out of it, and next thing they fight their way back in. So tomorrow morning will be an important sort of first hour and first session, and then after that we can assess and see where we are and put targets together. But to be honest with you, 294 at this time, we're incredibly happy as a change room. But we won't take it lightly. We've seen how the series has been going.
And you were batting very smoothly. You seemed to be quite settled there. And then when you got out, I think similar to Hashim, similar AB Hash in the first innings, from that Weinberg end. Is the bounce getting a bit more inconsistent there?
Occasionally it does. I think it might. I found it started to hold up just a touch when the ball got a bit softer. But having said that, I mean, it's still a relatively good. I mean, it's still good to bat on, as we've seen. I mean, obviously the way AB bats at any wicket looks pretty decent. But yeah, it did tend to hold up just a touch, especially when the ball did get soft and started reversing.
Just something about the Australian bowling attack. They've bowled quite a few overs now in the series. Do you feel, are you quite impressed the way they keep running in? Can you feel that maybe they're tiring a bit?
Look, very impressed. Obviously, they're a top-class bowling attack. And they do keep coming at you. So our plan is to keep them out in the field for long periods of time, as it is for every batting unit around the world. The more time bowlers tend to spend on their feet, the better it is for a batting side. So yeah, but obviously they keep coming. They obviously play with a lot of heart, as do we, and you can feel it as a batter. You're never in for a easy sort of spell. It always keeps coming. Yeah.
Aiden, you were dropped twice, and you feel that you should have converted to 3 figures, or were you happy with the top?
No, definitely. It wasn't my most flowing innings. I didn't feel I was moving well at all. Very fortunate, to be honest with you. It could have been a pair, and I could have gone into Joburg with a lot of demons in my head. So very fortunate. And having said that, having got 2 opportunities, it would have been nice to go to 3 figures. I think even if you don't get an opportunity when you get to 70, 80, you'd like to really go big, not just 3 figures, but sort of a big 100. So yeah, I was disappointed, and I knew at the stage of the game, it was a stage where the ball might tend to hold up in the wicket, and I probably should have adjusted and played it better. So yeah, disappointed to not have kicked on.
And have you ever seen or experienced any issues around ball tampering or manipulation in your domestic career up until now? And is it something that maybe happens in the game more often than we see? I mean, obviously we know about it today, potentially because of the footage. But is it something that teams do just don't always get caught for?
Look, it's very tough to say. I've not been around, even on the domestic circuit, I've not been around for long. And if it happens, the guys, they disguise it well at franchise cricket. So, I mean, yeah, I've not seen it. It's not been made obvious to me at all. Yeah, but I mean, the ball does start to tell earlier at international cricket. Whether it be the surfaces we're playing on, it does have a role to play. And whether guys are doing it, I've not got any hints or clues about it. And yeah, what's meant to be will be.
And you mentioned inexperience quite a few times. What is your experience of this series been? You haven't played for that long, but there's been a lot of things going on. Do you feel like, wow, this is really like crazy?
It's exactly it. It feels crazy. But it's so cool. You learn a lot, and you learn quickly. And if you don't, you're gonna be exposed. And I think that's the beauty of international Test cricket between two quality sides. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. Today it was nice for me to have 4 through innings where I didn't feel I was moving my best. So yeah, I mean to keep learning is the goal, and to keep even though inexperienced, to keep adding value to the side is still important.
There was a suggestion on Supersport that a message has been run out to Bancroft and Peter Handscomb about it. Did you, alleged ball tampering, did you see anything like that? And sort of more broadly, did you notice after tee any change in Cameron's demeanour or the Australians' demeanour?
Look, I think as soon as a player does get confronted by umpires, generally they tend to not step backwards, but they do tend to just take it a bit easier. I was batting before tee, and I don't take notice of players' mannerisms and things like that. And then after tee, I was in the change room, and we had a shower and had some food. So I didn't pay too much attention to that first half an hour after tee. So it's quite difficult to comment. Like I said, I actually didn't even see the incident itself. I believe it was on the big screen, and as a batter, you're just in your tunnel vision and don't really take note of things like that.